Hello and welcome to this guide for soaring Naxxramas as a hunter. We will be looking at the fights in 25-man mode, although you can always leave the instance, switch to 10-man, kill a boss you're having difficulties on, then come back in 25-man for the other bosses. However, remember that it's the challenging fights that teach you best. The Plague Wing is extremely easy, but still can offer some basic training. First, Noth the Plague Bringer. You can practice threat management, ad management, and ad resetting. First, pull Noth in a corner. He will quickly summon ads. Ad resetting is in 3 steps. First, make sure your pet is far from their spawn points, because you don't want them to have any aggro on it. Then, wait until they have aggro on you. Either you look at them, either you check your portrait. If it's surrounded by red, it's good. Then find death. This is the same for all ads of all bosses. However, most will merely run back to their spawn points instead of despawning, like in this fight. He will also blink and reset his aggro. If your pet isn't retanking him within 4 seconds, you're not misdirecting enough. Check your macros. Then, you can work on misdirecting ads on your pet. The best method on the DPS side is to multi-shot the boss once they are in range. However, you will usually take a few melee hits before that. If he survives 90 seconds, he will teleport. In this phase, he will be unattackable and will spawn wave after wave of ads. Try to misdirect them to your pet without being hit. You will have to deal with 3 waves, then you can kill the boss. While running to Heigan's room, you can try misdirecting all you can on your pet for a bit of practice. Just feign death once you reach the room and they'll go back. Now, Heigan the Unclean. The achievement on this boss requires you not to die. As you can see, he will blow up 3/4 of his room periodically, but it does really low damage. You will want to stay at long range, or he will put a plague on you, reducing your max health by 50%. If both you and your pet are affected, you might want to start casting Menpet. And if you're using the glyph of Menpet, it will remove the disease on your pet. So it can be useful if you're low geared. After 90 seconds, he will teleport. Once he's teleported, the room will keep on exploding, but in a much faster manner. If you want to avoid the AoEs, simply move from one safe zone to the next. The first is on the far left. Then always move to a zone that has just exploded but near the last safe zone. Now, one thing you can do in this fight is to do a kill while you never move, then try to kill him while avoiding every explosion without losing DPS, since DPSing on the move is very important for soloing. You might want to take off some gear beforehand to make sure the fight lasts long enough. Now let's go take a look at the last boss, Loatheb. Well, let's just say that I'm going to have some trouble making a guide for him, but simply it's a matter of DPS. He does nearly no damage on your pet, nearly no damage on you. The only thing you can notice are the spores. If you kill a spore while you are near him, you will gain a big damage buff, which will allow you to kill him even more quickly. However, there is an achievement that requires you to kill him without killing a single spore. The easiest way to do that is to put your pet on ferocity spec. That way you are sure he won't AoE, and simply never to use any AoE yourselves. And the boss will die pretty quickly and pretty easily. So that's it for the Plague Wing. Now let's take a look at the Spider Wing. The trash mobs here can grip you, which can be pretty annoying. The first boss is Anub'rekhan. He starts with 2 adds. They will stack a dot on your pet, so kill them first. The boss doesn't do much himself. He will make skulls spawn from quick ward corpses, but they are easily AoE'd. He'll also knock you up into the air. You can avoid the damage by disengaging, just don't do it at the last possible moment because it's an unnecessary risk. 90 seconds into the fight, he will cast Locust Swarm. It will pacify your pet, who will act as if it was on passive. So make sure he's in stay or he will run back to you. And you need to stay more than 30 yards away from the boss to avoid the Locust Swarm. An ad will spawn, just misdirect him to your pet and kill it. For the next boss, you might want to clean her room of the trash. It will make the fight a bit easier, although they don't aggro when you pull her. Grand Widow Faerlina will spawn with 6 adds. Simply AoE them at the pool. She will cast Fire Rains, so practice not standing in the fire, and Poison Bolt volleys that are unavoidable. Finally, she will go in a frenzy after 60 seconds. If you want the achievement, it's better to wait until she casts it before killing her, or it may bug. Maexxna's room is pretty far from Faerlina's room, so just run. Finally, Maexxna. The achievement is to kill her at most 20 minutes after Anub's death. After 20 seconds, she'll cocoon you. Just ask your pet to free you. She will recast this spell every 40 seconds, but you can avoid it by feigning death before she casts it. Or you can use a stopwatch to time it, it's pretty useful. She will also spawn low health adds and sometimes stun you for 6 seconds. And she'll also debuff your pet with a dispellable poison that blocks nearly all healing on him, but you probably won't need the Glyph of Man pet for this fight. So that's all you need to know for these 2 wings. I hope you have found this guide useful, and see you soon for the 2 other wings.